Dear 7th standard students, today this session we are going to see about the summation of term 1, 2 and 3, most preferably the grammatical section. See, you would have seen in the last classes determiners. Here in this third term, see there is a passage given. Read the passage, choose between a little, a lot of, a few, fewer, many and much to fill in the blanks. See, already the determiners has been explained in the previous classes. Now we are going to see some more details regarding this determiners. Children, just we will recall the determiners. A little, a few are the quantifiers meaning some. You know the meaning of some, a little. So it is obviously understood. Little and few have negative meanings when we use them to mean not as much as may be expected or wished to. See, the same word when you are using little, it is some, a little, it is nothing. So that gives a negative. For example, all she wanted was a few moments on her own. Here, a few refers to some. She saves a little money every month. Here, a little represents some. They had little money to spend. Here, again, little refers or denotes to nothing and gives a negative meaning. Have you got any money? Yes, a little. It gives the meaning that you have some money. No, very little. Then it gives a negative meaning. So, a little, a few with a noun. These determiners will come along with the noun. We use a little with singular uncountable nouns. We use a few with plural countable nouns. Here, Mary said nothing, but she drank some tea and ate a little bread. We stayed a few days in Florence and visited the museums. Children, so far we have seen the differences between few, a few, little, a little. Now we shall move to a lot of and lots of with a noun. We use a lot of and lots of in informal styles. Lots of is more informal than a lot of. A lot of and lots of can both be used with plural countable nouns and with singular uncountable nouns for affirmatives, negatives and questions. We have got some examples. See, we have got lots of things to do. That's a lot of money. There we aren't a lot of choices. Can you hurry up? I don't have a lot of time. Are there a lot of good players at your tennis club? Have you eaten lots of chocolate? See, now we have seen the difference between lots and lot of. Now we shall move to much, many with a noun. We use the quantifiers much, many, a lot of, lots of to talk about quantities, amounts and degree. We can use them with a noun or without a noun as a pronoun. Much, many with a noun. We use much with singular uncountable nouns and many with plural nouns. Talking about money, I haven't got much change. I have only got a 10 euro note. Are there many campsites near you? Questions and negatives. We usually use much and many with questions and negatives. See children, I hope I had made a clear-cut idea for you to use where all a little, a lot of, a few, little, much, many. So, with these guidelines, I hope you will fill these blanks in the given passage. So, you yourself read word after word and understand the meaning, where to use few, a few, many, much, a lot of, and so on. So, shall we move to the next passage, children? Perfect tenses. See, already this also you would have seen in the first, second and third term grammar. Now we shall see a timeline regarding this present perfect tense. So with the use of this present perfect tense, you are going to frame sentences along with this given year. See, 1971, Harish is born in Madurai. Is the auxiliary verb used here. So, you should use the be form verb along with the past participle in the given sentence. See children, present perfect tense, the rule is has or have plus past participle. So, in this sentence, 1971, Harish is born in Madurai. Here is the auxiliary verb given. So, you will use the be form verb along with the past participle. So, 1971, Harish has been born in Madurai. Since is there, you are using has been born in Madurai. 1976, Harish and his family moved to Chennai. Now, when you change into present perfect tense, 1976, Harish and his family has moved to Chennai. 1993, Harish finishes college and starts working for Indian Oil. Here again, when you change, in 1993, Harish has finished college and has started working for Indian Oil. 1996, Harish is promoted as a manager in Indian Oil. When you change this, in 1996, Harish has promoted as a manager at Indian Oil. 1997, Harish meets Amina. In 1997, Harish has met Amina. 2000, Harish and Amina get married. When you change, in 2000, Harish and Amina have got married. 2001, they have a child. When you change into present perfect tense, in 2001, they have had got a child. See children, in the second sentence, 1976, Harish and his family has moved to Chennai. Here, Harish and we are using a conjunction and his family. So, the subject is a single subject. So, you are using the auxiliary verb here has moved. Where else in the sixth sentence in 2000, Harish and Amina have got married. Here, Harish is a separate noun and Amina the next one. So, here two nouns are represented. So, whilst you are using, instead of has, you are using the auxiliary verb have. I hope it is clear for you children. Now, we shall move to the next passage. Read the following passage and fill in the blanks with the correct form of verb. Here, we are going to fill in the correct form of verb. Where had I gone? What had I done? What had I seen? See, where had I gone? நான் எங்கே சென்றேன்? What had I done? நான் என்ன செய்தேன்? What had I seen? நான் என்ன பார்த்தேன்? So, accordingly, we are going to fill in the blanks. See, in bracket they are given the verb and accordingly you will fill in the blanks. I had never, see will become seen. Such a beautiful sight before I visited Paris in 2012. I had saved money for 5 years before I booked my trip to Paris. I was very excited before my trip to Paris. I had never been out of India. When I went to Paris, I spent many days touring the city. The city was big. Sometimes I got lost and asked for directions. I asked for directions in French. That was easy because I had studied French for 2 years before I visited Paris. By the time I left Paris, I had toured many beautiful places. The Eiffel Tower, the Notre Dame Cathedral and the Luxembourg Gardens were just a few of the places I saw. Before I visited Paris, I had only seen those places on television. See children, next we are going to see about the preposition. This also you would have seen in the last session. This is, preposition is the position of a thing or a whatever it is regarding. See, now you can see the picture. Look at the picture and write 8 sentences using preposition. Where is the rabbit? See, in each picture you can see the position of the rabbit. It is differing. First picture you see, the rabbit is in front of the bag. Okay. In the second picture you see the rabbit is behind the bag. Next one, the rabbit is below or you can use under the bag. The following picture, the rabbit is inside the bag. The next one, the rabbit is on the bag or on top of the bag. Both usages right. The next picture, the rabbit is between the 2 bags. You can see 2 bags. The rabbit is in between the 2 bags. Next picture, the rabbit is outside the bag. And the last one, the rabbits are around the bags. You can see 4 rabbits. So, rabbits are around the bag. Why you are using around? Because the bag is in the center. All the rabbits are moving in a circular form. So, now you can see the rabbits in different posture, each denoting a preposition. Likewise, you yourself with your creativity can frame many more sentences regarding this preposition. Next, it is followed by degrees of comparison. Already session we have discussed about degrees of comparison is divided into 3 types: positive, comparative and superlative. See, here is a survey dealing with the comparative and the superlative degree. Comparative is, already I have said, you compare 2 things, 2 places or 2 persons. And superlative, it is the supreme degree. Answer the questions below. Write your answer in the second column of the table. How old are you? How tall are you? What bicycle do you have? How many languages do you speak? At what time do you usually wake up? How far is your home from school? So, here 6 questions are given. You should answer these questions and fill in this given tabular column. See, here is a tabular column, worksheet, work in groups of 6. Write the other students' names at the top of the table. Interview each student using the above questions and complete the table with their answers. It may vary according to the person. See, in the first column, height, bicycle, number of languages, wake up time, distance to school. Next, parallel to that, first column fully you will write your details, your age, your height, your cycle brand name and the number of languages you know, the time which you wake up early morning and the distance to school from your house. The next columns all regarding your friends. It may be according to your friends' name list. So, you will fill their height, their age, cycle brand name, number of languages they know, the time they wake up at early morning, and the distance from their house to school. This is a worksheet, a complete project. So, after filling in all these details, you will get a clear idea who is taller, who is elder, who is the eldest among all, likewise. So, with these details, you will frame degrees of comparative sentences and also superlative sentences. See, here there are some sentences. For example, I am the oldest in my group. My bicycle is more colorful than Jane's bicycle. And according to your tabular column, you can frame. See children, you would have filled the details of your friends. Let me give you some names. For instance, Reena, Jane, Lata, Raghav and Vinay. For these persons, you will frame the height, weight, for example, age, the brand of their cycle, number of languages they know, waking up time, distance to school. After filling all this, you are framing sentences, 3 sentences in comparative degree and 3 sentences in superlative degree. This is an exercise given to you. See, I am the oldest in my group. My bicycle is more colorful than Jane's bicycle. So, now it is our option to frame the sentences. I am younger than Reena. Vinay is older than me. The first sentence, younger than, it is comparative degree. Vinay is older than, here also it is a comparative degree. Reena gets up earlier than Lata. Earlier is a comparative adjective followed by than. Next one, my bicycle is the most attractive one. See, this is a superlative degree. Lata's home is the nearest one to the school. Here again, it also belongs to the superlative, the nearest one. So, now children, you would have got an idea how to frame under degrees, that is comparative degree and superlative degree. Likewise, you can frame your own sentences. Now, we will move on to the passive voice. The voice is classified into 2, active and passive. Now, we are given a passage where you read the following passage about the amazing similarities between the assassination of John F. Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln. Then underline the passive forms. This is an assassination which has been over. So, the whole passage will be in a past tense. So, while you read the passage, you will underline the past tense which is given. So, while you read, you have to identify the passive form, that is the auxiliary verb followed by the past participle of the sentence. Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. Voters elected John F. Kennedy in Congress in 1946. See, in this sentence, Abraham Lincoln was elected. This is the passive form used in this sentence. So, you will underline was elected. Lincoln was elected president in 1860. Here again was elected. Voters elected Kennedy president in 1960. See, here was elected. Elected is the past participle form of the verb. Before auxiliary verb was is used. The second part of the sentence, voters elected John F. Kennedy. Elected alone is given, no auxiliary verb. So, that is the active form used here. So, children, you have to first identify whether it is a passive form or active form. Both men were particularly concerned with civil rights. So, here were particularly concerned is the passive form. Both wives lost. See, here you see both wives lost. Here also auxiliary verb is missing. This is the active form. Their children while living in the White House. Lincoln was shot on a Friday. It is given a passive form. So, someone shot Kennedy on Friday. So, here also this is the active form of the usage. The children likewise, many sentences are given below. You have to identify whether it is the active voice or used in the passive voice. The next, it is followed by the reported speech. Children, reported speech, deals with the direct and indirect sentences. So, when a sentence is given in the indirect form, you will change into a direct one. Or else if it is a direct one, you will change vice versa. See children, under reported speech, the types of sentences you should know. The sentence is classified into 4 types: imperative, assertive, interrogative and exclamatory. The imperative or assertive or it is interrogative or exclamatory, all this you will classify accordingly the main part of the sentence. See here, Jane told Bessie that she would hide herself in the library with Uncle Reed's book. So this is an indirect speech. So now we have to change into a direct sentence. Jane said to Bessie. Till then the sentence will be the same. See, told it is given. Now you are changing into said to. To is a conjunction used here. So when you use to, you can change while you are changing, then you can use told. Now that you will take off and instead of that you will put a comma there and start the inverted comma. She would hide herself in the library. Who is she? She is Jane. So instead of she, the pronoun, you will put I, the first person. I, and instead of would, you will use will. I will hide myself in the library with Uncle Reed's book. Close the quotation, full stop. See again I will read. Jane told Bessie that. See now when you are changing, Jane said to Bessie, that you will take away and instead of that you will put a comma. Start the quotation. The she pronoun which has been used here, it denotes Jane. So first person when you denote I will hide myself in the library with Uncle Reed's book. Now you have changed the indirect speech into a direct speech. So the first sentence is a assertive form. It is a given statement. So next one we will see, John ordered Jane to come there when he called her. The second sentence comes under imperative format. John ordered Jane, comma, start the quotation, come here when he will become I. When I call you, close the quotation, full stop. You. This is an order. So accordingly, what you will put? John said to Jane, but while you are changing into direct speech, you will use John said to Jane, come here when I call you. Next one, Eliza asked Jane what she was doing then. Asked. So it is an interrogative question. A question has been asked. So it is an interrogative format. So while you are changing into direct speech, Eliza said to Jane, comma, start the quotation. What are you reading now? It is a question. Put the question mark and close the quotation. Children, you should keep in your mind that whether it is an exclamatory mark or a question mark, you should put that mark, then only you will close the quotation. Sometimes we put the quotation, then we will put the question mark or the exclamatory mark. That is the wrong usage. Whatever you are going to put a question mark or exclamatory mark, that should come within the quotation. So you put the question mark and close the quotation, no full stop. When it is in direct speech, the quotations will be there. Remove the inverted commas when you change into indirect speech. Using the proper conjunction. Change the pronoun accordingly. Tense in direct speech has to be changed with the tense in the reporting verb. If it is given yesterday, when you change it will become the previous day. This it will be changed as that. These, those. Ago, before. Time and places also change. When you change, you should be cautious that these are the words first you should change. Is, am will be changed as was. Are, were. Has or have will be changed as had. Shall, should. Can, could. Will, would. See children, when changing into reported speech, you will change the tenses also. If it is present tense, you will change as past tense. If it is past tense, you will change as past perfect tense. If it is present continuous, past continuous. When it is given past continuous, you will change as past perfect continuous. If the sentence is present perfect, you will change as past perfect. If the sentence is past perfect, and you will change as past perfect. If it is given present perfect continuous tense, you will change as past perfect continuous tense. Now we will see regarding time and place changes. Is, am, when you change will become was. Are auxiliary verb will be changed as were. Have, has will be changed as had. Shall, should, can, could, will, would, may, might, here, there, now, then, today, that day, tomorrow, the next day, yesterday, the previous day. This will change as that, these, those, ago, before. See children, what all I said is in the case of direct to indirect. But what is given in your textbook is in a reported form, so it is vice versa. Is it clear children? I hope it would have been clear to you. Some more sentences are given as exercises. I hope you will do it as a homework. Thank you children.